How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Q&A. Today we're joined with Mod Matt K.
Hello.
Mod West. Hello. Rip. Mod Wolf.
Hello.
Mod Kieran.
Yo.
Myself, Mod Archie. First one is from Flurm, who says, can we please add the rune pouch as a reward from the Mage Training Arena?
It's easy enough to obviously plug into Mage Arena. That would not be the issue. It is making Bounty Hunter still valuable.
Razor Edge says, can we please keep our beefed up arms when wearing armor? I hate seeing my massive RuneScape pipes disappear when I equip Void, Angles, and Torso.
Yeah, I guess. I assume it's just setting a default arm model.
Rig says, will you please make the max cape function as the Holy Wrench in your inventory?
We can do, yeah.
Bulbasaur says, with today's update allowing players to save bank pin on World Hop, will IP spoofing be an issue?
So when testing this, it does, of course, remember your IP to make sure that you're logging in with that same address. It also, as you know, only lasts for 5 minutes. But it does also remember the PC that you're on. So if Matt had a laptop and I had my PC and I logged into Matt's laptop within that 5-minute period, it would still ask me for my bank pin. It knows I'm on a different computer. So it does track that as well.
Dominic says, question for Matt or Lottie. Can we have some gold sync stats like Last Man Standing or Blast Furnace?
We do track them every day. In fact, there's a thing on the world error logs which tells you how much gold's gone in and out of game and where it's gone in and out of game from. So we probably could do that quite easily.
Technician says, is Fossil Island or Inferno going to come first?
Ooh.
I think
We actually just swapped the order of them.
Oh, no.
Oh, you can't tell him that. Oh.
Oh.
But Inferno is going to be first.
Bellatrix says, can we remove the unfinished black areas surrounding Zeah?
They'll be replaced when we finish them.
Suggestion to add ping to world selection.
It seems like it makes a lot of sense to add that.
I'd really like that. It'd be really good.
Beat says, can the fee to enter the Brimhaven dungeon be removed with completion of the Karam Jahar diary? Or what about removing the axe requirement to enter or simply spawning an axe nearby? He just says it's annoying to get access to.
The Brimhaven dungeon?
Yeah, because you need coins and the axe, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that guy could. That guy's got to think you're star of the local area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the suggestion. So I think, like, yeah, that guy can see. You know this place. You've been here before. You know what you're doing.
Alfie Rolls, not Alfie Rolls, says, can the herb sack be reworked to accept clean herbs?
Obviously, the main idea was you pick up those Grammy herbs on a sled husk and put them in. It's obviously why it was done that way in the originally. It could be done if there's a point in doing it.
Saying, can the guy at Nardah clean noted herbs? Sorry?
They're pieces of paper.
They're pieces of paper. Ah, it
Yeah,
needs to make
nice,
sense. This
yeah.
is RuneScape after all. Can a feature for Slayer be added to allow you to buy a specific monster task for X points?
Oh.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
We have a Slayer poll, but I really don't think that would ever pass. I wouldn't want to offer it.
2147M says, could an item that accepts necklaces of binding be looked at into similar to how the Ring of Suffering holds recoils?
Yeah, I like this idea. There's room for this content.
Pity says, it would be nice if when you repair your rune pouch with NPC contact, it would stay in the same inventory spot instead of moving to the top of your inventory.
It would indeed be nice, and that can be changed.
Is herb patches. It would be nice to see, again, it would be nice to see new higher level allotments, flowers, and bush plants for those high level runs. So he has a suggestion here. It says allotments, pumpkins. They take limports to protect, can be carved to create jack-o'-lanterns for a player-owned house, can be cooked to make pumpkin pie, and possibly with a very high cooking level, can take out and bake the seeds to create a stackable but very low healing source of pumpkin seeds. Sounds like purple sweets.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's maybe. Yeah, I love how whenever players suggest something, they suggest the weaker part of it at the beginning, and they slowly build up to the more broken part of it. So everybody's like, "Oh, it's a really good idea, yeah," and they just forget about the last bit. That's like, "Yeah, let's just have stackable purple sweets."
Okay, jack-o'-lantern and growing pumpkins, though.
With that, like, you get pumpkins from the Halloween event.
You can't, like, do anything with them.
They're wearable.
No, the nominal ones.
Oh no. Okay. Yes.
So we would have pumpkins, but it would be cool if you could grow them.
So he says bush being blueberry bush or blackberry bush. Both may take hops to protect, can be used individually to make pies of higher tiers, as well as mixing red berry, white berry, and blueberries and blackberries into a berry medley pie or bowl.
We could make anything of many, many exciting types of things.
About-
But what's the reward? So what are the pies going to do? Is there suddenly a different stat boosting pie on it, or does it combine with something else so you can cure poison with it, or does it cure poison and give health and boost your herb lore by 3?
Alan says, with raids, is it based on loot potential? Because it doesn't seem to cater to whoever has the most points.
It does.
Thanks says, with Trouble Brewing, can we have the ability to auto-deposit any resource into the hoppers?
Inside.
Inherently, I think the way to target it is to buff brewing and make brewing not awful.
Rar says, can the player-owned house walls be graphically updated? They are really quite bland as they are.
Want more walls or?
Updated walls.
Updated
Not more
walls.
walls, just better-looking walls.
Yeah.
I would add more walls rather than updating the existing ones.
'cause you could just change them,
That's a
can't you?
reward, isn't it?
Alex says, please add a 94 mage spell on normal spellbook that freezes a player for 15 seconds regardless of overhead prayers. Again, I would say if we were to pull this, I'd say pull it for Deadman.
Cool.
Or simply add it in Deadman and see how it goes. But be interesting to see, be interested rather to see what the community thinks of this. Pedar says, Eternal Ring of Life, question mark.
So essentially, it's like a ring of life that doesn't break when it's used.
Yes.
Don't say why not.
That's the thing, is I couldn't really think of a reason why not either.
Don't see why not.
Extra Gum 69 says, why can't we see more textures like the one on the fire cape?
You want to keep it special, don't you? Like, surely you don't want every cape to have an animated texture, otherwise the fire cape loses its... I mean, obviously it's still best in slot, but it's...
They also really only work on capes. Anything else is just going to look quite naff.
Kekona says, how will the Inferno's environment be redesigned, or designed rather? Will it be the same floor style as the current Tsar area?
I expect that Modgos is going to go for something different.
Adidas says, as you've already mentioned, you'd like to
Sorry.
offer...
It's Adidas.
Wait, Adidas. You cannot get away with this.
This Q&A won't end if we start this conversation. Okay, Adidas says, as you've already mentioned, you'd like to offer the Inferno and Fossil Island later this year. Are there any other big updates you'd like to offer if you had the extra time?
Loads.
Yeah.
Loads.
Yeah. There's 100 million things that we could do, isn't there?
Big, massive updates, though.
Yeah, like Farming Guild, I really want to do, but I don't know if we'll have time to do it this year.
I'd love to add a quest every month.
Yeah, I'd quest every month.
Yeah, I'd like to do Desert Treasure 2. Would be
Yeah.
a good one.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I'd also like to do replaying quests, so you can redo quests again and get timer in game and a high score, so you get to do speed runs of quests and things.
I'd say-
I don't think that's necessarily off the cards, that one.
Exactly. That's
I want Desert Treasure 2 to unlock Menethos is what I'd like to do.
Seems logical, doesn't it?
And then
I'd also like to do, and me and Ash were talking about Profidinus, what we could do in there and how the city would look if the seed was still a seed. You had to go inside the seed, that sort of stuff.
it's still in like
Do you know
quest.
what I'm asking
Seed
myself
bomb,
now?
yeah.
When I upload this to YouTube, I usually put the interesting topics we talked about in the title.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Desert Treasure 2. It's going to get all of the clicks. And they're gonna be, when did they say they're doing Desert Treasure 2? Bengus says, potion barrels for player-owned houses. So he says, similar barrels that you'll find in Nightmare Zone. You could store these in your house. You could check, take, store, and consume potions. Consume obviously being the useful one there. Depending on your level, you can store up to from 30 up to 255 doses, ranging all the way up to a rather high construction level.
I really like this idea. So you can have barrels of beer already in your house, right? But obviously they're not that useful. The beers generally aren't, but potions are. So imagine you go into a special room, like a brewery in your house. You've got several barrels against the wall. You've got one for your prayer potions. You've got 255 doses of prayer potion in there. You can go up to it. You can drink a dose directly. You already went there and stored it up with all your potions from your inventory. Or you can go there with a vial, get some 4 doses out, that sort of thing.
Mr. Netty says, farming expansion livestock. Yields different, so this actually went very in-depth, and I definitely don't have the time to go through all of his images here, but to give you a quick rundown. Yields different materials, like unicorn horns, red spider eggs, etc. Depending on the creature, it could be purchasable from an NPC or perhaps hatched from an egg. You feed them food, give them liquids, and maybe even pet them for extra yield.
I absolutely love this idea.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it's going to fit nicely into the XP training side of farming. But what was mentioned earlier about making farming more rewarding, and I think that fits directly with that.
Yeah.
Like if you can suddenly grow your red spiders, and you get your red spiders' eggs as a harvestable farming loot, essentially. That's awesome.
Frog says, can we please bring back duel tournaments?
Okay.
Ash likes this idea. I think
we're
he'd
saving
like
it
to
for
work on
Zeah down in the
Yeah.
Coliseum type area, aren't we? I think that's
Potentially.
where we plan to do something with that.
Working Man says, what about making your quick prayer an F key option to toggle it on and off?
I like that too.
So this is really interesting.
Yeah.
If you don't have to double click your quick prayers to keep them on all the time, instead you can just do it with a key. That just sounds...
Then you could pray flick easily, yeah.
Overload says, would you consider tweaking the drop tables of some of the raids bosses to drop potions or other stuff, the ones that currently drop nothing? So for example, Vespula.
Why don't they drop anything? Like, why do some only drop overloads?
They could have some potions added, yeah.
Jack says, can you disable accept aid in player versus player worlds as you did for the wilderness?
Okay, well, I
Very abusable.
think this will be fixed anyway. So I've did a change in that'll be coming out with the Deadman update, and that doesn't disable accept aid. But if you're stood in a single way zone, or your target stood in a single way zone, you cannot use one of those spells.
Ricky says, will musicians ever be polled?
Doesn't feel right for the game, in my opinion.
Tyler says, the preserved prayer scroll is only 81k. Do you have any plans to adjust it?
I don't think so. The preserve scroll is a lower level scroll. It's nowhere near as useful as like Rigor and Augury.
Spoon says, can we have an easier way of recharging Iban Staff? Perhaps the Dark Mage or Zetamai?
Currently, you have to run all the way back to the centre of thingy to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need to change that then.
Epicness Dude says, can you allow players to obtain a new clue scroll if they have a reward casket of the same level? It would be cool to save up rewards in the bank and open a large number of them at once, like Wintertide crates.
Karem does it quite easily. Just got juggling them on the floor. Simple.
Lord Sen says, will we see any progress updates from Fossil Island as it's being made?
Yep.
We're going to do sneak peek of the weeks and tweets and all that, yeah?
Yep.
Yep, there you go. Swaggerino says, can you make Dodgy necklace work when blackjacking?
Didn't you specifically... Sorry, go on, Maz.
Probably yes, but do we want to?
The answer was yes. Sorrow says, will there be another competition like the Fight Caves? If so, can we have tournament worlds so everyone has a fair chance with max gear?
Yeah, we have to make sure it's legit times. But I think that is the way to do it, if we can do it like that.
A day in the life of a JMod YouTube video.
With a
What
tour.
he's asking
I
for.
think
With
that'd
a
be
tour
quite a
of
cool
Jagex
thing to do
Studios.
when the refurb's done.
Manic says, will the Inferno have a Slayer/Jad task?
I will try and come up with something that works for that.
Etney says, any chance to get the sword on the RuneScape logo, either a quest or a drop? Is it in RS3?
You go
I
ahead
think
and...
so, yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reward for next year's birthday event.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good idea. Beartho says, can we buff Sacred Eel fishing? For the highest level fish, it's quite underwhelming.
Yeah, it needs buffing, and we've never got round to doing it.
Destoy says, proposed rework of tablet redirection menu.
Essentially, using the scroll on a tablet, on a house tablet, would instead open an interface, and it would just simply have all the different locations you could teleport to, and you would be able to right-click it and just go make 1, make X.
Slayer says, can we see a buff to the warrior ring?
Well, maybe players might want it, but
Yeah.
balancing-wise, it's not the best thing to do.
Watch says, can you add kill counts to high scores? Modmaz says, yes, with web work. Cone says, can we get more death runes for your overgrown cat?
We don't want to encourage. A cat is for life, not just for Christmas. You can't go and convert them to death runes, it's cruel.
Can the bush next to the fairy ring be removed when teleporting to the Legends Guild? Oh, this was a popular one this week.
We should have another one on the opposite side.
Is this because
Why is that bush there?
That bush.
we could get rid of it?
Who put that bush there?
I did not put the bush there.
put
The
that
bush was
bush
always there.
It wasn't always there.
It was, I promise.
You just swapped it for a different one.
Can we get rid of it?
We'll swap it for a 2x2 bush.
Can we literally just get rid of
Yes,
that?
we can delete
Okay,
the bush.
thank you. There
Replace
we
it with a
go.
tree.
Mint Poonage says, can we get higher Slayer monsters above level 93 Slayer?
Definitely.
One day.
Yeah.
I'd love to add some more.
Faded Wing.
Just skipping it.
Well, you know, we ask for questions, yeah. Can the portal status icon for pest control portals be changed? The shields blend in with the colour of the ground.
Yeah, I think we could put
Yeah.
more of a background on that overlay, and you'd be able to see it a little bit easier.
Mads Rimmer, would it be possible to make like a game list for quest items to note themselves as dead items after you've completed the quest and have no use for it after?
Not for members.
I mean,
quests.
I'm not going to lie. We're in a game and we're in a development cycle that really we've had one quest in 4 years. You're probably not going to need that quest item from Sheep Shearer ever again, or from Morning's End Part 2.
Generally, our precedent would be if we're making a new quest which needs a quest item that you got from our previous one, we'll probably make it easy to get.
Yep. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll join you next week.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.